Hello my fellow Shogun 2 players, Zaript here with a random matchmaking battle commentary. And I don't lately do much of my own battles because I don't have time and there is a lot of tournament replays to cast. But this one is interesting. Not because I won and I'm spoiling it, I won, but because this guy I met before the game, he was telling me that he is planning... Actually, what a strange animations. Is it lagging or something? Oh, it's slow-mo, okay. So, Queen was telling me that he is going to use, how it's called, experimental build. And that's perfectly fine. I mean, that's the whole game. I mean, a lot of fun of this game comes from experimenting. And what he did on River Town, he brought a very... how should I put it? Sword heavy build. Sword spam basically. He have 2 Yari Ashigaru to fend off cavalry most probably. He have his general leadership gen with Inspire. It's 10k battle and I believe he isn't 10 star yet because I am 9 star already. He have front line of 5 Nadachis and second line of 4 Katanic Samurai. Okay, and he have only 1 cavalry, Yari cavalry. So it's nice to experiment, and you can see what he wants to do. He wants to rush a hill. And obviously I have, more experience on this map. Probably you have seen some casts on this map, and most of my experience comes from RTK clan members, which really love this map. So I know how to play properly on it. But that's not the point. Most of the experienced players would say you that this build is very weak. Just because it's only swords. And not weak, but very vulnerable. So you can beat it if you have more balanced build. But here's a question. How he should know that this is weak? Like, how would he understand what he is doing wrong? And that's why I want to make this video. I want to show why exactly it is so easy to beat, especially on this map. And to know that, let's take a look at my build. For 10k I have relatively cavalry heavy one, 2 Yari cavalry with 2 chevrons, 3 light cavalry, which I rushed to the hill. I have seen his army from the very beginning, so I'm just teasing his Yari cavalry here. Now I have 2 Matchlik Ashigaru, supported by 2 Yari Samurai, boss level 4. This is very kinda... Okay, let me stop this because this is important part. This taken for a very simple reason. You see, I'm heading for a village and I'm planning to take, if he goes for a hill, I'm planning to block these 2 choke points with my Matchliks and get my spears behind. And since he have no cavalry, I don't really need these spears that much, but anyway, it's pretty good investment. Now I have 2 Nadachis, level 2, Waka Raiders here, already capping a shrine, which is pretty important. And I have my general, which is leadership gen with bow enabled. So, just seeing his army, I'm not planning to engage at all, at least on a hill, because I will lose here. In this forest, he has a rush build. If all these swords get to my infantry would die, just by numbers. So I'm planning to block choke points, and these Nadachis with Banzai can hold themselves very long, but we will get to it later. So now I want to show you something that not entirely obvious. Why cavalry is so strong against swords. Like, we all know that it's strong, but how much exactly? Look, 60 men against 120. I charged and look, instantly I'm giving order to run back. I keep alt pressed at this point and well, slight micro mistake from him, I catched his cavalry. But now let's slow it down again and look. This unit lost 26 men. 30 men killed in some additional units and only 8 lost. I can do it even better if you have luck. It depends on luck obviously. But if you charge and instantly pull back, you can get a lot of kills with your cavalry. And here, interesting notice, why spears so good against cavalry? Not because they have a huge attack, no. You see, this bonus against cavalry not only adds to attack, it means that when my cavalry charges Yari Ashigaru rolls the dice for attack first. They have first attack. So they will start killing slightly earlier than Yari cavalry. At the same time, when I'm charging my Yari cavalry at swords, my Yari cavalry starts killing slightly earlier than swords. So when I pull back, I already get some kills, but I did lose almost nothing. Ideally, you can lose like 3 2-men and killing 50, but that requires some luck. And what's happening? And I see my macro isn't that good. Really, you see how I don't really have enough mental capability to control all my units. Like, I'm trying to adjust my camera, but now he's in struggle. All his forces, he sees that I didn't take a fight on a hill, and now he have to kind of rush and take fight in this choke point. What I want to do, I'm trying to snipe his general, but it's not bowgen on my side. I don't have piercing arrows, so it's pointless. And at the same time, I'm trying to position my cavalry around because I want to, until he touches me, I want to deliver a couple more charges like this. I want to get him as weak as possible. But you see, I don't have enough micro. Like, I'm trying to position my cavalry, I'm trying to get charges, but not really doing it well enough. Here, charging in the forest, not ideal. Still, let's see how much I will kill, and how much I will lose. It was 12. Look, I only lost 2 men, and I killed 25. Pretty good. Very good exchange for this Yari cavalry. But you need to pull out instantly. And that's weakness of such a build. Like, now you know it. And you see, it's not that obvious. Ask yourself, do you do it like this? Because if you keep your Yari cavalry in a fight, in a melee fight with these swords, there is so many of them, in the end they would win. So you still have to play very cautiously and very effectively. I'm trying to deliver more charges, but now that fight starts, my micro starts slipping. And here, other thing, see what I'm doing. He charges here, and this is very bad. He's blowing up and his units will not be very effective. And what I'm doing, remember these spears were protecting much like Ashigaru. Now, noticing how he blowing up, I thought, okay, I don't need many units here. One Nadachi with Banzai can hold here forever. Well, not forever, but long enough. So I got my Yari Samurai to flank because I want to wrap around my enemy. And you see how I'm getting my Marshluks around. I will be getting these Waka Raiders. You see my other Yari Samurai already, I sent them around. I want to wrap around because I can protect choke point using only one unit, which is really important. And obviously some cheater would easily win here just by pulling through. You see, I have to tell it because unfortunately it happens a lot lately, and I think CA have to do something with it. And see how nicely I'm lining up around. While all he does, he's blubbing his units, and they don't have much effective area to fight, you see? He has still the same area as my units. So I'm at advantage here. I am using one unit to block 7. Well, not 7, but 3, 4, 5 essentially. And now he have a lot of morale penalties. Attacked at flank, attacked at rear, and I see I don't even deliver back charges yet. And now he has a trouble. He have to save his general in this blob. So let's see how this unfolds. And actually, as you can see, this Yari Samurai with 5 armor and 14 defense, holding pretty good against vanilla Nadachis and 2 vanilla Nadachis. This is a good unit. And now see, back charges. He can't even answer. So this cavalry getting ridiculous amount of kills already. Look at this Yari cavalry. 140 and mass rout. you can see what happened. I wouldn't say his build have absolutely no use. But first of all, first problem of his build, let me... Oh, too late. But let me show it like... maybe it would be more useful. First of all, obviously, it's just weak on unit side. I can exchange my cavalry against his swords more effectively. That's very important to remember. So maybe add more spears. You still not... And other problem obviously would be, imagine I would bring mounted gunners. I don't do that against bronze stars. I prefer not to make game... I think it's a bit unfair, because I know how to use them and a lot of people lose by default. I'm not telling I'm a good player, obviously, I'm not telling that, but a lot of players don't know how to deal with mounted gunners and Donderbus, so I don't bring them. So this is first weakness of this build. One mounted gunners would kite this build whole day and destroy everything. Other problem with this build, except for its weakness to cavalry, is how he used it. Now let's imagine I played not very smartly, I didn't charge my cavalry, I didn't retreat. What can he do to win in this choke point situation? He have to split his units, really. He have to send one unit to attack each of my one units and use extensive units to go around. And here's the problem with choke points. In choke point, quality wins. So for new players, choke point maps are more difficult to play. Numbers very good on open ground or like this, where you can flank and wrap around. And even that he didn't use. So with a rush build like his, it's not gonna work, really, guys. It's not gonna work. But if you want it to work, you have to go relatively wide, and you want to wrap around your enemy. So in the middle you have even amount, and then deliver some flanking penalties. And I really hope Queen will see this video, and I really hope it will help him to understand what he did wrong. And honestly, I think game isn't that much about army composition. Army composition is important, but sometimes you just have to know how to use it. You see, and for that reason, River Town is actually a very good map because of two reasons. First of all, it tests you with choke points. It tests if player know how to deal with it. And second, it allows you a choice. You can take a heal, or you can take dodges with choke points. So you kind of can get terrain advantage, but not really. Because then you have to attack city, which is defended by matchlocks, which actually didn't get that effective in this game. I didn't micro them well enough. But look, level 2 Nadachi, controlling that choke point, flanking Waka Raiders, charging Yari Cavalry, light cavalry. Well, that's mostly back charges and killing routing units, so it's not that important. Even Yari Samurai did relatively well against 2 Nadachi units, 100 kills and still some men left. It's a very good unit, I should say. Cheap. It doesn't have much killing power, but it has rapid advance to catch enemy matchlocks and pretty sturdy. Matchlocks didn't use them well enough, but in a longer game, if he played more smartly, for example, spread out, I could have kited with matchlocks a bit. But in this scenario, it didn't work against Rush. And for him, look, 30 men at maximum. And for some reason in this game, if you blow up your units, they perform really, really bad. So don't do that. I think I told enough already. So if you interested in such videos like this, it's something that I started my channel with. I can do more of it. So leave your comments with your suggestions, and we will see how it goes. And good luck, Queen. Good luck. See you guys.